Let's talk a bit of Manchester United, shall we? Because I know you were desperate to do that in yesterday's show. Do you think Manchester United fans should be worried about what they saw at Spurs?
I don't think you'd be worried, but it wasn't good. I know you said at the start of the season they'd win the league, which is bonkers.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. No, you're not going to...
I said at Manchester.
No, you didn't. You said Man United. I just think at the minute he hasn't found the balance. I think there's too many players at the minute that are not playing well, and that's why you got away with it against Wolves. You can see Casemiro needs help in there. Last season he was phenomenal.
Is he unfit at the moment, Casemiro?
There's an element to that, but also as well, he's got no protection. At the minute, it's him, and then you've got two, Mason Mount and Fernandes, two number 10s. He's got no one next to him, any legs next to him. So it's one of them where you've got the Rashford situation. I understand he doesn't want to play centre forward, but he's good enough to play centre forward. His body language doesn't look right. Garnacho, who I was really excited about, he hasn't got going yet. And the right-hand side for Manchester United's a mess.
What do you do that? So you've got options with Sancho cost about, I can't remember, about 80.
Nothing.
You've got Anthony cost around about 90. You've got 170 million pounds worth of talent. And the last I heard when I was listening to Manchester United chat was they're going to put Mason Mount out on the right.
You might have to, because at the minute the right side's offering you nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Anthony, people said it was his first season last season. Stick with him. He's been non-existent the first two games. I think you might have to sacrifice one of the wide players, put Mason Mount out there, and then put a McTominay in there, because he might not be your...
next to Casemiro, holding?
Maybe, because he's a little bit of in between, and you know he won't shirk responsibility. He's got more defensive mindset than the other two, because you're never ever going to play, and I wouldn't either. You cannot play Mason Mount over Bruno. Absolutely not. Bruno's... You've been your best player for a little while, do you know what I mean? So, but I think Rashford, I don't know why he just doesn't go Rashford on the left, Martial down the middle, and then somebody, Mason Mount on the right.
I agree with you. I can't understand why. I think that Marcus Rashford is Manchester United when he's on form.
The most dangerous player by some distance.
Why would you move it? Imagine Arsenal having problems down the middle and moving Saka down. You just wouldn't do it.
No, you'd put someone else down there.
Way,
well,
right?
We'd play Trossard as a false 9 probably down there. But you're right. When you look at Rashford, it's his body language where you can quite clearly see. But the problem I have with that is that when you look at Rashford, he's more than good enough to play down the middle. You look at his attributes. He's got good touch. He's stronger than you think. He's quick as they come. And when he gets in front of goal, he can finish. I don't understand why his performances fall completely off when he plays down the middle.
But listen, you've played that role right, for, I would say, 99% of your career, right? Yeah. Back to goal. I don't know if it was a lone striker too much. You were probably part of a two.
No, I was on my own for a large spell.
Okay. But either way, it's not something you can just pick up. You can't be an out wide left or right player and all of a sudden just become a Darren Bent. No. It's years and years of practice. He's playing that role for a long, long time. So if he's not used to that, if he's not...
Yeah, but I think he would have played enough games as a centre-forward to know what he's doing. But also as well, because he's playing down the middle, and listen, and this might be from Ten Hag, he might have given him instructions which doesn't allow him to do this. But you look at some of the centre-forwards I've seen over the years, Thierry Henry is a prime example. Played down the middle, always drifted out to the left. Didn't start out on the left, always drifted out there. And he can still do the same amount of damage doing that, but he's playing centre-forward. Rashford should be allowed to kind of drift out there, do what he needs to do, and then get back to the middle. But the fact that the drop-off is as dramatic as it is, just by him playing a different position, it's not like he's going from left wing to centre midfield.
No, but if he's not happy with that, his body language, Gary Neville was alluding to the fact that his body language just tells you he's not happy playing there. But so you've got an unhappy player.
I get that, but for the sake of the team, until Højlund's fit, whoever you play down there, just do the job. Like, he's more than good enough to play down as a centre-forward.
Do you think... I was listening to Gary Neville. I love listening to Gary Neville. He was alluding to the fact... I think I read about a piece that he'd written that he thinks that Manchester United need to back Ten Hag even more, still with the window open and bring in another midfielder. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think you need... You brought in Mason Mount, but I'm not sure he was what you needed. You definitely need to bring in somebody else, like a McTominay, who's a little bit in between, defensive-minded, but can also...
Like a Declan Rice, dare I say.
Yeah, basically. But unfortunately, he went to a bigger club.
So do you think that's the problem? If United can solve that, and of course they've got Højlund to come back through injury, is that a surprise for you that Manchester United have spent just over £70 million on a striker that wasn't fit? I know you're buying them for long term. He's a young kid. So
no, because you're expecting him to be fitter sooner rather than later, and then hit the ground running. But 70 million is a risk. Let me ask you a question. You're a Man United fan. Would you have rather bought Højlund for 70 million, but it's a risk because he's not playing the Premier League, or wait a few months and went and got Ivan Toney?
Ivan Toney.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.